Hey y'all, it's Liz with Sea of Colors, and today I'm going to show you all how to make your very own flowers using Sculpey Clay. What you're going to need in order to create these flowers will be 22 gauge copper wire, aluminum foil, scissors, wire cutters, a crochet hook or your favorite sculpting tool, and that's it. Alrighty, let me show you all how to create your very own flowers using those items. Starting with the copper wire, you're going to cut a piece of copper wire to whatever desired size you prefer your flower to end up being. The bigger the wire, the bigger the circle. So slip the wire over the end of whatever the tool is that you're using to sculpt with. I like sculpting with a crochet hook. And you're just going to twist that wire all the way up. And once it's twisted up, you're going to slide it off the hook, and then we're going to make a circle out of it, leaving the very center to make the flower's pistil in the center of the flower. And then just create a circle around and connect the two wires together using your fingers or your wire cutters. Once you finish connecting the circle together, you're just going to pinch together the little very center of the flower's pistil so that it's no longer the circle that it was when it was connected to the hook. I like to then twist mine down a bit and then press again, because sometimes I make that center area a little too long, but it's fine. It's fixable by just either cutting it or trimming it down like that. So now you're just going to get your aluminum foil and you're going to make a little square out of it. You don't need a big piece at all. It just needs to be enough to cover the circle that you have. You're going to fold each of the petals in until it's completely done up and created into a circle. I like to trim the edge of mine so that it creates a perfect little one, because sometimes you can make a little bit too much foil on the top. So I trim the excess. And then you're just going to press it all down. After that, you're going to get your clay prepped to get put onto the flower once it is ready to go. Now that I have my clay for my flower completely rolled out, I'm just going to trim around to give the actual size that I need around my foil, which is between 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, depending on how thick you want your clay to be on the top. I like to have mine be a little bit thicker so no foil is seen through when I start sculpting into it. So you're just going to trim around it and put that out of the way, and then fold in again like you did with the foil, but this time with the clay. Alrighty, now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut our petals out into our flower, and you're just going to go around and then press in the edges and cover all the foil with the clay so that there's no foil showing. Once you have all those done, you've got a nice little start to your hibiscus. You could stop here after getting these lines done up on each of the petals and paint in your design if you wanted. You do not have to continue after this step, other than getting the clay onto the very center of your pistil, which then you could just skip to the end, stop here, skip to the end, put the clay up the center, and be done with your flower and paint the rest of the detail in. I am going to be using clay to sculpt the rest of my detail into my flower though. So I'm now getting my next bit of clay color going to move on to the next step. Alrighty, so I have my light colored clay ready, and now I'm going to get my red clay ready. The red, I'm going to place little balls into the center of each of the petal area to later manipulate to give the dimension of the flower. So just little balls rounded out on each of the petals. Now I'm just going to manipulate that clay with my hook, gently pushing it down and up, gliding and blending into that pink clay that's below it. And I'm going to do this to each of the petals to help give dimension of the color of the hibiscus. Alrighty, now that I've gone around and placed the red all the way around, I'm going to take the light pink that I rolled out earlier, and I'm going to start placing those along the petal edges to give dimension to the flower. This is going to give some of the depth and allow you to see some of the blending and ombre that's in these flowers naturally. I love how beautiful hibiscuses are, and I hope that I'm capturing them well using this. And I hope that you all are able to too using my method. So I'm just going to gently place the little clay ropes, snakes, itty bitty pieces all the way around the petals so that they can later be blended in. I'm going to go on and place them all first so you all can see what it would look like completely placed, and then we'll start blending. Alright, now that I've placed all of those white areas, we're just going to blend out the petals and get them all blended in as well for each of the white ropes that we placed along to create the dimension of the flower. Just blend them with your crochet hook in the same method that we did with the red earlier. And, you know, gentle, easy does it, but pressing in just with a little bit of firmness when you want to push the color up. It's super easy and creates a great look on these petals. Alrighty, now we're going to add the clay to the very center piece of the flower. This, we're going to start with some red and white, and we're just going to build up the whole center of it until it's completed. Now we're going to work on the flower's very center area, and we're just going to build that up with clay. I'm using my hook and my fingers in a combined method to build it all the way up on that wire. And then once we get it built all the way up, we're going to create the little flat area that's got the 4 center pieces that look like little bulbs coming in together. It's a super cute center. Anyways, but you're just going to build that up until you get to that point. And once you get to it, you're going to take a little bit of your wire and you're just going to gently press it in on the different sides of the circle. I know there's not sides of a circle, but the different parts of the circle to create the 4 little sides. And once you press that in, it's good and ready to go. And that's how you make a hibiscus using the wire, aluminum foil, and clay method. Super dainty, super simple, super pretty, and it makes for a very pretty flower, and you can do it at any size. So I hope you all enjoyed this method and that you're able to create very many beautiful hibiscus flowers as well.